Okay, let's get this call here. Yes, go ahead.
Okay, how much of wrestling is fake?
How much is... Well, that's a good question. I want to know this one myself.
0.
None at all?
Nothing.
Now, you mean to tell me that these that's on the television, the tube, now, as I said, I'm not talking about live, I'm talking about on the tube, that none of that is fake whatsoever?
Let me re-qualify my answer to the public and to you. I can't vouch for every match. Anytime 2 individuals go into the ring, you don't know what's going on. You got 2 guys bowling for the finals. And if one guy, somehow, I don't know how, decides that he wants to throw the bowling game and make less money than the other guy and have him beat him and have that guy go on to fame and fortune, well, that was a pretty good con job that guy did on the other guy. Okay, that can happen. You know, I'm not vouching for every match, but I'm saying professional wrestling, super athletes, training all the time for money at the top. The money is better the higher up the card you go. There's very little reason in my mind why I would go on television and do anything to make me look ridiculous. Now, or in the studio of the ICW Wrestling Studios at WTVQ and Channel 36 in Lexington, there's no reason for me to do that. I can't think of one. If you can give me one now. Yeah.
The EMTs came. Brock Lesnar's neck's all messed up. It was a disaster. That night was...
Aren't you glad you went into something that's fake?
yeah. Pro wrestling's fake. Oh, man, that's, you know, I get offended now. It didn't bother me, but when people say it's fake, I look them in the eye and say, look at me. Look what's happened to me since I got here. You know, sure we know who the winner's going to be. You know, sure we staged some of the match, but give me a break, man. If you go out there and you do what we do, you're going to find out that it's not so fake. My body's more beat up in this than 20 years of amateur wrestling.
There's some controversy, as there always is when we bring up Dana White, former boss. He recently exchanged a conversation on Twitter called wrestling as fake. You're a guy that's been a part of, you know, the Octagon and UFC as a champion, as well as a professional wrestler. What's your reaction to the comments that it's fake?
Well, of course, Dana, it's fake, all right? Everybody knows that, but it's still the same. You're promoting the same thing we're promoting. Dana White is promoting fights. We're promoting fights. It just so happens that we get a little more longevity out of our fight and out of our fighters because of the circumstances. It is a staged arena. Everybody knows that. And if you can't turn WWE on Monday night and get something out of that show and be entertained, then there's something wrong with you.
Now I'm going to throw this question to both of you. How would you describe wrestling? Would you define it as a sport? A lot of people say it's a lot of entertainment, but let me throw it to the experts.
I would, you know, the way I would put it is it is a sport entertainment. Mm-hmm. You know, where they're entertaining the people. It's also a sport, you know. Right. We're in full contact. People think, oh, when you hit each other, it's fake. You know, what's fake? You know, we just get hit like football players. We get hit like hockey players. When basketball players get hit, you know, when someone like Yokozuna or Undertaker picks up the British Bulldog over 7 feet and throws me to the floor, I'm going to get injured just like my partner, you know. Yeah. So we're there to entertain the people, but also, you know, go out there and try to win a championship belt.
Owen, what's your reaction when people say, you know, it's all fixed? And
well, I understand where people, they see a lot of glitz and colorful costumes and they misconstrue it with, you know, Hollywood or something. But I was an amateur wrestler in university. I did it for 4 years, and that was a very, very tough sport, but it's very different than professional wrestling. But amateur wrestling is very boring, and to spice it up, you need to have you know, a good guy and a bad guy, or something to make it a rivalry or something that's intriguing. And wrestling is very captivating. You watch, flip through channels, you find wrestling, people stop and watch it. Mm-hmm. And in order for it to be captivating, someone's got to pick and say, I don't like this guy or I like this guy, because if it's just two guys that nobody likes or nobody knows, then it's very boring.
Is it a good business?
Yeah, it's a good business. I wouldn't be in it if it wasn't.
Why is it a good business?
Because only the tough survive. That's the reason you ain't in it. And this punk holding the camera reading he ain't in it. The reason these rednecks out here ain't in it, because it's a tough business.
That's terrific.
What, is that all you got?
I'll ask you the standard question. You know,
Standard question.
I think this is fake.
You think it's fake? What's that? Is that fake? Huh? What the hell's wrong with you? That's open hand slap, huh? You think it's fake? You talk like them. It's fake? Huh? What do you mean?
Hey, you know, when we decided to do this show, everybody said, well, Bob, you know, when you do Twin Cities Live, sometimes you have to ask tough questions. And the one question that we know you're not going to ask is it fake? Is it all show business? How much of it is really athletic skill?
Well, Bob, I think if you'd been in the ring there, you'd have found out real quick that it's not.
I'll tell you what
I
I'll
think you
do.
probably dislocated my shoulder, my jaw there with Kelly. I know it popped out pretty good, but there's too many injuries, there's too much at stake. That World's Heavyweight Championship means a lot to the man wearing it. A lot of money, a lot of prestige, a lot of traveling all over the world. And I don't know what people, I suppose we could ask the people what they think is fake, but I've been around 13 years. I know how long Ray's been around, Wahoo, my father. These young guys haven't been around a long time. I've never been asked by a promoter or anybody else to lose a match or that I was going to win a match. I went out there and we do it on our own.
I played pro football for 2 years for the Dallas Cowboys, and you're asking me if professional wrestling is fake, and I gave that sport up because they wear uniforms.
Yeah, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll tell you what I'll do. Here's something fair. I'll put up $5,000 if anyone will sign a release for them if they can beat me in 15 minutes. Anyone, I don't care in Indianapolis. Football players.
I'm not going to take that.
The bikers down at the caboose, I don't care.
I'm wondering how you feel, and I'm curious if you can give me your honest thoughts. Like when Rhonda talks about it being fake and things like that. To me, there's a line in this business, right? I would have never heard Bret Hart speak like that back in the day.
No, you wouldn't hear a champion speak about that.
How do you feel about that?
I think it's completely disrespectful. I think it's completely stupid. And I think it's almost laughable because this is the same woman who a few months ago was in her kitchen crying over how tough it is. And she is on a part-time schedule for 4 months, came in, was handed everything, made her debut at WrestleMania, having never earned her way into this business. Yes, she earned it in a different business, but that's like somebody from basketball showing up in the NFL and expecting to be the quarterback. That's ridiculous. And she came in, was handed everything, got to wrestle the best of the best on all the pay-per-views, got on the cover of everything, every poster, every DVD, got all the press opportunities, and she is crying in her kitchen about a part-time schedule because she cannot make breakfast for her husband. And yet that is the same woman who disrespects our business when the rest of us are out working 52 weeks a year, at least 5 nights. We are on the road in hotels more than we are at home in our own beds. And that's our life. And that's the life that we choose, but that's the life that we love. And we do that so that we get the opportunity, hopefully one day, to main event WrestleMania. She is handed that opportunity. How dare she?
What'd you just say?
I mean, it's fake. Like, you're not
What do you mean?
actually
What are you
hitting each other.
Hold on a second. You brought me here and you're gonna talk to me like this?
Well, yeah,
Hey, no, man.
I mean, no.
Just because you're in charge of some shit here, man, don't mean you can talk to me like this.
I didn't mean to offend you.
You're saying what I do is easy,
fake.
and you're in front of all your people in here talking about my job's easy. You couldn't walk a damn day in my shoes.
You see?
Got me in here. Dude, are you kidding me, man? I'll smack the shit out of you right now. I'm not playing around. Don't bring me all the way here for some media, man. This guy's talking his head off, man. It's his problem, dude.
You actually get hurt, though, because it's all faked, isn't it?
Well, that's the wrong word for it.
Sorry.
Well, you know, that's just like saying...
it's acted.
That's almost right. You know, the words just don't really work like saying, you have a nose or you have a finger. That doesn't cover what you're all about. What it is it's sports entertainment.
Sure.
And we decided a few years ago when I got a little bit of power to quit insulting people's intelligence. And what we did to get rid of all the people that wanted to see people get hurt, such as the beer drinkers and the cigar smokers, what we did was we said, hey, we're not here to break arms or to bust people's faces, we're here to entertain you. So all of a sudden those people got mad and left. And we said, it's sports entertainment, which means these are the greatest athletes in the world, because I know athletes all over the place, and the wrestlers are the greatest athletes in the world. They're the greatest entertainers around, and they're also great actors. And so when we told the people, hey, we're here to entertain you, here to have fun, the family showed up, and wrestling just took off, and we coined the phrase sports entertainment, and it's been tremendous ever since.
I've done a lot of damage to a lot of people. Someone would ask me the ins and outs of wrestling and insult me by saying that wrestling's fake. You know, you're not this. Well, I broke so many people's thumbs because I would explain to them, you know, listen, you can't see pain, you can only feel it, which is, well, what do you mean? So, and everybody I said this to would give me, I said, give me your thumb. So they give them their thumb, and I get a hold of the thumb and say, listen, you prove to your friend that I'm hurting you. I'll just put a bit of pressure on your thumb. You prove to your friend that I'm hurting you. So I put a bit of pressure on your thumb. You can't explain pain. You can only feel it. So I'd put a bit more pressure on there. I said, and by the way, I could sing a song while I'm hurting you, and your friend is going to be totally confused. What's real here? Are you in pain? If you're not in pain and I'm not putting pressure on, should I not be going, ah? Well, I start singing a song, and this guy's going, ah, and his friend's sort of laughing because he's confused at his face, but I'm singing a song, and I would snap their thumb, bam, just like a chicken leg. This part would, and every single one of them, bar none, every single one tried to put their hand in their pocket after I dislocated their thumb, and I've done that hundreds of times.
From Matthew.
Matthew.
Who's sitting down here.
You got to shake my hand first.
No, down here. Down here. Where's Matthew?
With a real Matthew, please stand up. All right, there he is. Okay.
What do you think of the accusations that WWF wrestlers are just actors?
Ooh. I thought you were going to say singers. Well, World Wrestling Federation is real to the Macho Man Randy Savage because I do it 25 hours a day. I take it very, very, very seriously. But I allow everybody to have their own opinions. Everybody can have their own opinions, but you draw your own conclusions. But I'll guarantee you one thing. There's only room at the top for one person at a time, and for no reason do I make anybody look good.
You're not pretending when you flip people over on their side, you chuck them out the ring, it's not all pretending and leaping around.
I wear fancy colors. I do the thing with pizzazz, but I'll guarantee you one thing. I'm there to get the Macho Man Randy Savage another victory and not a loss because people pay to see winners. They don't pay to see losers.